Immediate threat. If this creature were alive today, humans would not be the apex predator. Scientists believe it could kill a human in under 3 seconds. And at one point in Earth's history, ruled its world. Make them feel small, this animal weighed more than 10 fully grown elephants. Its bite force exceeded that of modern industrial machinery. If it stood beside a human home, the structure would be insignificant. And that's not even the terrifying part. This creature evolved during a period when Earth was far more violent than it is today. Oxygen levels were higher, temperatures were extreme. Predators grew larger because survival demanded it, nature was experimenting, and this was the result. But evolution gave this creature something far worse than size. Brutal reality, its teeth were not designed to bite. They were designed to pulverize. A single strike could shatter bone. It did not kill quickly. Instead, it caused massive trauma and waited for its prey to collapse. Fossil evidence shows deep bite marks on bones, indicating many victims were still alive during the attack. This was not random violence. It was a perfected killing system. What if scenario if this creature existed today? No ecosystem would be safe. Modern weapons would not stop it. They would only slow it down. Unfair advantage, this predator did not chase its prey. It ambushed. It could detect movement from extraordinary distances. Once a target was identified, escape was mathematically impossible. And evidence suggests it may not have hunted alone. Unexpected twist, for decades, scientists believed this animal was slow. Pause. They were wrong. Recent discoveries reveal it was far more agile than previously thought. More intelligent and more dangerous than its modern equivalents. Unresolved fear, this creature did not disappear because it was weak. The planet changed faster than it could adapt. Its environment collapsed. But its design was nearly perfect. And if Earth's conditions ever shift again, nature could create something very similar. Haunting ending, the most frightening part isn't that this creature once existed. It's that Earth has created worse. And it has done it before. True apex predator, what it really means, the term true apex predator is often used casually, but in scientific and ecological terms, it represents something far more specific and far more unsettling. A true apex predator is not simply an animal that hunts others. It is a species that exists at the very top of its ecosystem, facing no natural predators, exerting complete control over the balance of life around it. In nature, most predators are limited. They compete with rivals, avoid larger threats, and adapt their behavior to survive. A true apex predator does not. It dominates by default. A true apex predator is not shaped by fear. It is the source of fear. Beyond strength, total ecological control, what separates a true apex predator from other carnivores is not size alone, nor speed, nor aggression. It is ecological supremacy. These creatures influence everything beneath them: population sizes, migration patterns, even the evolution of other species. Prey animals do not merely run from them, they adapt their entire existence around avoiding them. In ecosystems where true apex predators exist, prey species develop heightened senses, faster reaction times, and complex social behaviors. Some evolve armor, others develop camouflage or defensive group tactics. These adaptations are not optional. They are responses to a constant, unavoidable threat. In this sense, a true apex predator does not just hunt animals. It reshapes evolution itself. Why dinosaurs represent the purest example among all known life forms. Certain dinosaurs represent the most extreme examples of true apex predators ever discovered. Unlike modern predators, dinosaurs evolved during periods when Earth was harsher, oxygen levels were different, and competition was brutal. Survival demanded absolute efficiency. There was little room for weakness. Large predatory dinosaurs did not coexist with equal rivals in the way lions coexist with other lions or wolves with other packs. When they reached maturity, they occupied a position where nothing challenged them directly. Their size discouraged confrontation. Their weaponry ensured dominance. Their presence alone altered entire landscapes. This is why the phrase, "if this creature were alive today, humans would not be the apex predator," is not exaggeration, it is an ecological statement. Weaponized biology. A true apex predator is defined by biological specialization. Every part of its anatomy serves a purpose related to dominance. Teeth are not designed merely to kill, but to disable, crush, and destroy. Muscles are structured for explosive force rather than endurance alone. Sensory systems are tuned to detect vulnerability, movement, sound, weakness. In dinosaurs, fossil evidence shows bite marks that indicate bone-crushing force far beyond what is required to kill. This suggests not just predation, but overkill, a hallmark of apex dominance. Such animals do not need to conserve energy carefully. They do not need precision kills. They overpower. This level of force sends a message throughout the ecosystem. Resistance is pointless. No natural enemies. Perhaps the most defining characteristic of a true apex predator is the absence of natural enemies. These creatures are not hunted once they reach maturity. They are not preyed upon. They are not driven from territory. Their only threats come from environmental collapse, disease, or competition within their own species. This absence of external threat changes behavior fundamentally. A true apex predator does not flee. It does not hide. It does not hesitate. This psychological dominance is as important as physical power. Prey animals detect it instinctively. Fear responses are triggered before contact ever occurs. Even scavengers behave differently in ecosystems dominated by such predators, often waiting long after a kill before approaching if they approach at all. Humans and the illusion of dominance. Modern humans often consider themselves apex predators due to technology. Weapons, tools, and coordination allow humans to dominate ecosystems artificially. But biologically, humans are not apex predators. Remove tools, infrastructure, and modern systems, and the illusion collapses. A true apex predator does not rely on external technology. Its body is the weapon. Its instincts are the strategy. This distinction matters. Humans dominate through intelligence and cooperation, not biological superiority. A true apex predator dominates through design. This is why imagining a large predatory dinosaur in the modern world is so disturbing. It represents a form of dominance humans have never had to confront directly. Extinction does not mean failure. True apex predators do not go extinct because they are weak. In fact, their specialization often makes them vulnerable to rapid environmental change. When ecosystems collapse due to climate shifts, asteroid impacts, or atmospheric changes, even the most dominant species can fall. Not because they are inferior, but because the world they were built for no longer exists. This is a crucial point. Extinction is not evidence that a true apex predator was flawed. It is evidence that the planet itself changed. And history shows that when conditions stabilize again, nature often produces something new, sometimes even more efficient. Why the concept still matters. Understanding what a true apex predator is helps explain why ancient creatures continue to fascinate and unsettle us. They represent a version of nature that is uncompromising, unsentimental, and unchecked. They remind us that Earth does not prioritize balance, it prioritizes survival. And when survival allows dominance, nature takes it. The idea that such creatures once walked the planet is not just a scientific fact. It is a psychological reminder. The world we live in feels stable, controlled, and safe, but that is temporary. Earth has created true apex predators before, and under the right conditions, it could do so again. Earth is ultimate hunter. The peak of predatory evolution. The phrase, Earth is ultimate hunter, is not a dramatic exaggeration. It describes a level of predatory dominance so complete that it reshapes ecosystems, alters evolution, and defines an era of life on the planet. An ultimate hunter is not merely an animal that kills efficiently. It is a species so perfectly adapted for predation that nothing within its environment can consistently resist it. Throughout Earth's long history, many predators have existed. Most were successful. A very small number became dominant. But only a few ever reached the level where they could be described as ultimate creatures that sat at the absolute top of the food chain, limited only by planetary forces beyond their control. An ultimate hunter does not survive by chance. It survives by design. What makes a hunter ultimate? To understand this concept, it is important to move beyond simple measures like size or aggression. The ultimate hunter is defined by total predatory optimization. This includes anatomical efficiency, sensory superiority, strategic hunting, behavior, ecological impact. These elements work together, not independently. Remove one, and dominance weakens. When all are present, the result is a predator that does not simply participate in the ecosystem, it controls it. Prey species do not just fear the ultimate hunter. They evolve around it. Migration routes change, herd structures form, defensive traits emerge. In some cases, entire species disappear under sustained predation pressure. This is the hallmark of Earth. As ultimate hunters, they are agents of evolutionary change. Anatomy built for domination, the body of an ultimate hunter is a weapon system, refined over millions of years. Every feature serves a function tied to predation. Teeth are shaped not just to kill, but to destroy resistance, crushing bone, tearing muscle, and preventing escape. Jaws deliver force far beyond what is strictly necessary, ensuring that prey cannot recover or counterattack. Muscle structure favors explosive power. The animals do not rely on long chases. They rely on decisive strikes. Speed matters, but control matters more. Even skeletal structure plays a role. Thick bones absorb impact. Reinforced joints withstand violent struggles. This allows the hunter to overpower large prey repeatedly without injury. Nothing is decorative. Nothing is wasted. Senses that eliminate chance. Earth's ultimate hunters reduce uncertainty. Their senses are tuned to detect vulnerability long before contact occurs. Vision identifies movement and weakness. Hearing detects subtle disturbances. Smell tracks prey across vast distances. This sensory advantage removes randomness from hunting. The ultimate hunter does not stumble into opportunity. It selects it. Once a target is chosen, the outcome becomes increasingly predictable. Escape windows narrow, reaction time shrink. The prey's fate is often sealed before it realizes it is being hunted. This is not brutality for its own sake. It is efficiency. The psychology of the hunt. Ultimate hunters are not reckless. They are patient. Many rely on ambush rather than pursuit, conserving energy while maximizing surprise. Others use intimidation, relying on sheer presence to trigger panic and disorder among prey groups. In either case, fear becomes a weapon. Prey animals hesitate, scatter, or make fatal mistakes. The hunter exploits these moments with precision. In ecosystems dominated by such predators, prey species live under constant psychological pressure. This stress shapes behavior even when the predator is absent. The ultimate hunter does not need to be seen to be felt. No natural rivals. One of the most defining features of Earth as ultimate hunters is the absence of natural enemies once maturity is reached. They are not hunted. They are not displaced. They are not challenged. Competition, when it exists, comes from members of the same species. Territorial disputes are rare but decisive. Survival favors the strongest, ensuring that dominance is maintained generation after generation. This lack of external threat changes behavior fundamentally. The ultimate hunter does not flee. It does not hide. It moves with confidence through its environment, shaping it simply by existing within it. Dinosaurs and the age of ultimate hunters. The age of dinosaurs represent one of the most extreme periods of predatory dominance in Earth's history. Environmental conditions allowed predators to grow larger, stronger, and more specialized than most modern animals. During this time, ultimate hunters did not coexist with technological rivals or human interference. Their dominance was biological, absolute, and uncontested. When people say that humans would not be the apex predator if such creatures existed today, they are acknowledging a fundamental truth. Technology creates dominance, biology sustains it. Remove modern systems, and humans become fragile. Ultimate hunters never were. Extinction and misunderstanding. The disappearance of these predators is often misunderstood. Extinction is seen as failure. In reality, it is often the result of environmental collapse rather than biological weakness. Climate shifts, atmospheric changes, and catastrophic events can dismantle even the most efficient designs. The ultimate hunter is not built for flexibility. It is built for control. When the world it controls disappears, even perfection can fall, but extinction does not erase the blueprint. Why Earth? Ultimate hunters still matter. These creatures continue to fascinate because they reveal something uncomfortable about nature. Earth does not aim for harmony. It allows dominance when conditions permit it. Ultimate hunters are proof that, under the right circumstances, nature produces life. Forms that are unstoppable not because they are evil, but because they are effective. They remind us that humanity's position at the top is temporary and conditional. It exists because of intelligence, cooperation, and tools, not because the planet is incapable of producing something greater. Earth has done it before. And given enough time and the right conditions, it could do it again. Prehistoric killing machine. Nature at its most unforgiving. The phrase prehistoric killing machine does not imply cruelty or intent. It describes a level of biological efficiency so extreme that the animal functions like a natural weapon built not for balance, but for domination. These creatures did not kill for sport or excess. They killed because evolution shaped them to do so with ruthless precision. Long before humans appeared, Earth was a far more dangerous place. Survival depended on speed, strength, and the ability to end a confrontation decisively. In that environment, certain predators evolved beyond ordinary hunting animals. They became systems integrated, optimized, and terrifyingly effective. A prehistoric killing machine was not just alive. It was engineered by nature. The world that created monsters. Prehistoric Earth was unstable and violent. Climate shifts were frequent. Competition was intense. Food chains were brutal and unforgiving. In many periods, oxygen levels were higher, allowing animals to grow larger and more powerful than anything seen today. This was not a world where survival favored moderation. It rewarded extremes. Predators that hesitated starved. Those that failed to overpower prey were injured or killed. Efficiency became the only advantage that mattered. Over millions of years, evolution refined certain species into living weapons, animals whose bodies were optimized to detect, pursue, and destroy prey with minimal effort and maximum success. Anatomy. Built for destruction. The most defining trait of a prehistoric killing machine is functional anatomy. Every feature serves a clear purpose, and that purpose is predation. Teeth were not merely sharp. They were shaped to crush, tear, and puncture in ways that disabled prey instantly. Fossil evidence shows bite marks that penetrate bone, indicating forces far beyond what was necessary to kill. Jaws were reinforced to deliver repeated high-impact strikes without damage. Neck muscles absorbed shock. Skulls were designed to withstand violent struggle. Muscles favored explosive power rather than endurance. These predators did not rely on long chases. They relied on sudden, overwhelming force. There was no room for weakness. There was no room for excess. Killing was not the goal. Control was unlike modern predators that often target the young or weak. Many prehistoric killing machines attacked large, fully grown prey. This required more than aggression. It required confidence and capability. Once contact was made, escape was unlikely. These animals did not aim for clean kills. They inflicted catastrophic damage, shattering bones, tearing muscle, and causing massive blood loss. Fossil records reveal prey animals with heel bite marks, suggesting repeated attacks over time. This implies that some predators did not rely on instant death. They relied on trauma and exhaustion. This approach ensured dominance. Even if prey escaped initially, it was often doomed. This was not chaos, it was strategy. Senses that removed uncertainty. A killing machine does not rely on luck. Its senses minimize uncertainty. Vision was adapted to detect movement and depth with precision. Hearing picked up low-frequency vibrations. Smell tracked prey across vast distances. These sensory advantages allowed predators to choose targets carefully. Weakness was identified before engagement. Energy was conserved. Risk was reduced. By the time prey realized it was being hunted, the outcome was often already decided. This efficiency is what separates a killing machine from an ordinary predator. Fear as a weapon. In ecosystems dominated by prehistoric killing machines, fear shaped behavior. Prey animals moved differently. They formed herds. They developed armor, speed, and warning systems. Entire species altered their lifestyles to reduce exposure. The predator did not need to hunt constantly. Its presence alone created pressure. Panic caused mistakes. Disorder created opportunity. This psychological dominance extended beyond direct encounters. Even scavengers behaved cautiously, often waiting long after a kill before approaching, if they approached at all. The killing machine did not just kill bodies. It controlled behavior. No natural enemies once fully grown. These predators had no natural enemies. They were not hunted. They were not displaced. Their only real threats were environmental collapse, disease, or competition from their own kind. This lack of external pressure reinforced dominance. There was no need to flee, no need to hide. These animals moved through their environments with authority. Territorial disputes were rare but decisive. Only the strongest survived, ensuring that dominance was preserved across generations. This is why these creatures are remembered not just as predators, but as forces of nature. Extinction was not defeat. The disappearance of prehistoric killing machines is often misunderstood. They did not vanish because they were ineffective. They vanished because the world they were built for no longer existed. Rapid climate change, shifts in vegetation, and catastrophic events reshaped ecosystems faster than even the most optimized predators could adapt. Extreme specialization is powerful but fragile. When prey disappears, when temperatures shift, when oxygen levels change, even perfection can fail. But extinction does not erase what these creatures were. It only marks the end of their era. Why the concept still matters. The idea of a prehistoric killing machine continues to captivate because it challenges modern assumptions. Humans dominate the planet through intelligence and technology, not biological superiority. These ancient predators remind us that Earth is capable of producing life forms that require no tools, no coordination, and no strategy beyond instinct to dominate. They represent a version of nature that is indifferent to comfort and fairness. Nature does not avoid excess. It permits it when conditions allow. Nature as perfect predator. When evolution leaves nothing to chance. The phrase, nature as perfect predator, does not suggest flawlessness in a moral sense. It describes a living organism shaped so precisely by evolution that every part of its body, behavior, and instinct serves a single purpose: domination within its environment. Perfection, in this context, does not mean invincible. It means optimized, the most effective form possible for the conditions in which it existed. Nature does not design with intention. It selects. Over millions of years, inefficient traits disappear, while successful ones remain and intensify. When this process continues uninterrupted, the result can be a predator so efficient that it seems deliberately engineered. Such creatures do not merely survive. They define the limits of survival for everything around them. The environment that creates perfection. Perfect predators do not arise in gentle ecosystems. They are born in environments defined by instability, competition, and scarcity. In prehistoric periods, Earth was often harsher than it is today. Climate swings were dramatic. Food webs were unforgiving. Only the most effective hunters endured. In these conditions, predators that hesitated failed. Those that lacked strength starved. Those that relied on chance were injured or killed. Over time, natural selection favored traits that reduced uncertainty, greater force, sharper senses, faster reactions. Perfection emerged not as an ideal, but as a necessity. Anatomy. Without excess, the defining characteristic of nature. Perfect predator is functional anatomy. Nothing exists without purpose. Teeth are shaped for the type of prey it consumes, whether that means slicing flesh, crushing bone, or gripping and disabling. Jaw structure supports repeated high-impact force without damage. Neck and skull reinforcement allow violent movement during attacks. Musculature prioritizes explosive power. These animals do not rely on prolonged pursuit. They end encounters quickly, minimizing energy loss and injury risk. Limbs are structured for stability and control rather than speed alone. There are no decorative features, no unnecessary traits. Everything contributes to success. Senses that reduce uncertainty. A perfect predator minimizes randomness. Its sensory systems are tuned to detect opportunity and weakness with precision. Vision identifies movement, contrast, and distance. Hearing detects vibrations that signal prey before it is visible. Smell tracks chemical traces across terrain or water. These senses allow the predator to select targets carefully. It does not attack blindly. It evaluates. By the time prey becomes aware of danger, the predator is already acting on information gathered moments or even hours earlier. This advantage transforms hunting from chance into calculation. Behavior shaped by efficiency. Perfect predators are not driven by rage or impulse. Their behavior reflects restraint and precision. Many rely on ambush, using cover, terrain, or timing to eliminate escape routes. Others exploit panic, targeting individuals that break from groups. In either case, the goal is not pursuit, it is control. Energy is conserved. Risk is minimized. The predator strikes only when success is likely. This efficiency allows perfect predators to survive in environments where failure is costly. Injury is not tolerated. Mistakes are eliminated over generations. Fear as an ecological force in ecosystems dominated by nature. Perfect predators. Fear becomes a shaping force. Prey species alter migration patterns, feeding habits, and social structures. Some evolve armor or defensive formations. Others develop speed, vigilance, or early warning behaviors. These changes are not conscious. They are evolutionary responses to sustained pressure. The predator's influence extends far beyond individual kills. Its presence reshapes the behavior and biology of the entire ecosystem. This is how perfection expresses itself, not through excess killing, but through control. No natural predators of the predator. One of the clearest signs of a perfect predator is the absence of natural enemies once maturity is reached. These animals are not hunted, they are not displaced, they are not avoided. Their size, strength, and capability discourage confrontation. Competition occurs mainly within the species, where only the strongest individuals survive. This internal selection further refines dominance. Without external threats, behavior changes. The predator moves confidently, unrestrained by fear. It occupies territory openly. It does not rely on concealment for safety, only for strategy. Perfection and vulnerability. Perfection in evolution comes with a cost. Extreme specialization reduces flexibility. Nature's perfect predators are built for a specific world. When that world changes rapidly through climate shifts, habitat loss, or catastrophic events, even optimized designs can fail. Extinction, in this sense, is not a judgment on effectiveness. It is a mismatch between design and environment. The predator did not become flawed. The world became different. Dinosaurs and perfect predation. Certain dinosaurs represent some of the clearest examples of nature's perfect predators. They existed in ecosystems that allowed specialization to reach extraordinary levels. Their dominance was biological, not technological. They required no tools, no cooperation beyond instinct. Their extinction did not erase their legacy. Fossil evidence revealed how profoundly they shaped life around them. Entire species evolved or disappeared under their pressure. This is why imagining such predators in the modern world is unsettling. It challenges the assumption that humans occupy the top by default. Why the concept endures nature, as perfect predators continue to fascinate, because they reveal an uncomfortable truth. Balance is temporary. Under the right conditions, dominance emerges. These creatures remind us that evolution does not aim for harmony. It allows efficiency when circumstances permit it. Humans dominate through intelligence and technology. Perfect predators dominate through design. Both are effective. Neither is guaranteed. A final reflection: the most unsettling aspect of nature, as perfect predators, is not their power, but their inevitability. They were not accidents, they were solutions. Given enough time and the right conditions, Earth will produce similar forms again, because evolution does not remember. It repeats what works. And when it does, perfection will look exactly like dominance.